you can turn down your CPU.
Big T's biggest fan. It's Big T's biggest fan.
Is that Big T?
Yeah. Made fan art.
Tanner, what did you make?
Big T, what's my Big T dance?
That's it. That's the Big T dance.
3, 2, 1, go.
You laugh, you lose the money, baby. Welcome back, one and all, to yet another You Laugh, You Lose. We are really climbing up the ranks with this series, but we're back. I think everyone here is very familiar with what goes on in these types of videos. I gather my bestest friends in the whole wide world and you, and move each of you in one by one with a single objective. Make us laugh. You can use whatever you want. Your camera, a joke, maybe, show and tell, because that's what a lot of you guys like to do for some reason. Oh my god, I didn't even expect to be dragged in here one by one with a single objective to make you laugh. What? Please stop doing that. I'm begging. My notorious twist for this episode is money. $1,000 lives and you get 3 of them. You laugh 3 times, womp, no more money for you. Bummer. Anywho, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you finger it hard. Please leave a like and subscribe me to the channel. Thank you for the recent support and enjoy the video.
Is Nick underneath?
Oh wait, he's under one. Ew! Don't go in there, don't go in there, don't go in there, don't go in there. Do not.
And all I heard was...
I can't believe Pac's name in here is like T-Pain, but spelled wrong, and I don't even know what that is.
Shut up. Whose team are you on?
Emotional
the
damage
off
is your
team.
favorite flavor?
Where do I go?
I'm back. I thought that was getting some laugh.
I'm back.
Hey, on his head, hey. Oppenheimer style.
Wait, what the fuck is my profile? What the fuck
On
is
his
it?
head.
I don't know. And also, why is your name T-Pain?
I don't know, it's just from the last time I was like trolling in here.
So guys, you know the rules of this game mode. We're supposed to not laugh, and that's the whole thing.
I'm honestly probably gonna be the first one to lose. I'm so bad at this shit.
No, you hold yourself pretty well.
No, he doesn't. Remember when he picked up the phone from McDonald's and was like, "Yo."
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, what's the twist? What's the twist, Isaac?
There's always a twist with me, you know? Except there's a twist we've already done
you
before.
twisted me though.
Johnny, that's why you're like the Joker.
So, the twist is that...
One second, I got a phone call. Isaac, I'll be right back.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll send some money to you.
Dude, you replaced Nick, and that scared the shit out of me, but it also makes me laugh. You are where Nick was at right now on my screen.
Alright, so the twist today,
Yeah.
we all start with $1,000, or 3,000 actually, for 3 laughs. Yep, so you each get, as of right now, $3,000. Every time you laugh, you lose 1,000, 3 laughs, no more money for you, and then you start paying me for extra ones.
Wait, what?
No, that last part was a lie, the last part was a lie.
Why can't I get Pac on 3,000? Now he's 6,000.
I only have 2 lives.
You want less money.
You know what? Put me in
Start with
hardcore mode.
500.
Start me with 1 life, but that life is worth $10.
I'm going water bar hardcore word.
She on my phone. She on my phone.
Oh my god, wait, trend! This guy is trendy.
Oh, it's Oppenheimer time. Oppenheimer.
You guys want to hear a joke?
Do I ever?
Alright, what was George Bush's favorite car?
Was it a Porsche 911?
Ah, dumb.
We're starting off super strong, ladies and gentlemen. The forecast, it's gonna get funnier.
Oh my god.
Where you from?
I was in Vancouver.
Vancouver?
Vancouver, yeah. Yeah, what's wrong with Vancouver? Why are you acting like that?
Harry, can you knock it off?
Is he okay?
No.
I can't believe I'm in a VC with my favorite. I'm in a VC with my favorite content creators in Soft Willy.
You think that you're special because you got dragged? You're a f***ing loser, bro. Seriously. I want to let you know that. You're not
Isaac, can you please get some funny people? This
Yeah,
shit's
watch.
boring.
Yummy.
Yummy,
Hi,
you
young
just
yummy.
dropped. How do you feel?
That is a younger yummy.
Wow.
I did. Sorry.
Why is your girlfriend? How is your girlfriend in the VC? It's like a locked server.
If you drag her, that's not fair.
They're gonna make you laugh. Does she have a special tactic?
Maya, do you want me to lose? Do not get dragged in, no matter what. I swear to God. No, you're gonna just make me lose. Just don't do it.
Hey, get him on the ribs.
so weird. It's like a CCTV.
Yeah,
This is insane. This
Alright.
is like a horror movie.
I know for a fact that somebody laughed when she showed me on the camera.
Yes, yeah, I saw
Somebody
Nick
did it. It
spritz
wasn't me.
water on his monitor.
Wait, what?
Don't make me replay it, I will.
Very
I'll play in slow motion on a Jumbotron in the NFL stadiums. In the NFL stadiums, dude.
$1,000 extra if you're wrong.
betting.
If I'm wrong,
Yes,
Okay,
I'm
bet.
telling you I didn't laugh.
I'm shaking your hand. I'm shaking it. I'm shaking it.
Anderson, don't let me down. I'm bringing you in. Make us laugh, Anderson. I know you got something packed up in there.
Anderson IG. Now, if I search up Anderson on Instagram, are you gonna pop up?
Nah, man. It's way more secret than that.
You sound like the guy that says "Damn, Daniel." Can you say that real quick?
Damn, Daniel.
You're gonna make her laugh. You're gonna make her laugh. You're gonna make her laugh. Do it again.
Damn, Daniel.
Damn,
Back at it again with the white van.
No, don't say it. Don't say it.
Daniel.
Don't say it.
Daniel. Daniel.
Back at it with the new haircut.
You're done. You're done. You're done.
Wacky slut.
Hey, somebody,
You need to
Anderson,
leave.
Anderson, no. Damn, Daniel. Go, Daniel. Like fast.
Shut the hell up! Shut up!
Drunk got an L on that one.
That was
I
pretty
did.
good.
I'm doing really bad.
All right, Anderson, it's been a pleasure, man. Grunk, I don't know how the hell you burnt. You burnt through 2.
What can I say?
Cole, is that you and your banner, Cole?
Yeah.
That's sweet.
That's very
Wait.
cool, Cole.
Late. Cole, what's your last name?
Grunk, I
Why'd
don't want
you
to
ask
count
for his
that.
last
I
name?
really don't
He
wanna
asked
count
for her
that.
last name.
There was no motion.
Can I ask
Say
you
what's your
extra
last
lives? Because I'm like sensitive tonight.
The more you laugh, the more Opera GX money I get. So just keep it up, man.
What? I'm like already a trillionaire. I don't want to hear
I am not.
Yes, you are. You're richer than everyone in here times 20 billion.
After this wallpaper dropping, I will be.
That wallpaper? Bro, that wallpaper is trash. You should get the Fat God exclusive wallpaper.
No, well, okay, all right.
Actually, what are you talking about?
Isaac's wallpaper, it's generic. It's boring. It's like anything.
We're in the
you
same
normally
group chat.
get.
Pull receipts right now and go look at that voodoo ass wallpaper.
Oh.
Mine is unfinished. It's a work in progress.
It looks like a diarrhea smear on a piece of underpants. This
Y'all
shit's
think that-
ass!
Oh, you want to make a bet?
You wanna
Listen,
make a
y'all
bet?
should make. I know Pac is a gambler. I know he is.
If you get more downloads with your wallpaper than I do with mine, I will give away 100 Discord nitros.
You can't even afford that much nitros. That's like $500. You have that much? If you somehow manage to get more downloads than my wallpaper, I will give your server 100 gifted nitros. Done deal.
Make it 200.
Shake on it. Shake on it. My hand's up. You can't tell, but it's up. Actually, e-shake. Okay, yeah, that was a businessman shake. Allow me to introduce the sponsor of today's video, Opera GX. If 100 gifted Nitro subscriptions wasn't enough to check out Opera, let me show you what you're missing. This is Opera GX. Opera GX is the spearhead nominee for possibly the chillest browser around. With features like GX Control, where you can turn down your CPU or RAM usage, allowing a smoother experience while gaming. Alongside never-before-seen customization with GX mods. If you look closely, I can quite literally turn my entire browser into a Longhorn Steakhouse bathroom with the click of a button. Or I could get nice and cozy with this you fell asleep with Minecraft open on a cool 2012 Midsummer Night Core edition. This #cozy. Switching browsers has never been easier. Yet another click of a button and I can import all of my bookmarks, autofill options, you name it. One and done switcheroo, and here we are. Not to mention, if you download Opera GX today, you can receive my ultra rare, super awesome wallpaper exclusively for your browser. Doing a businessman handshake with Pat God means I am serious. Make sure you download Opera GX today using the link below. Cop the wallpaper and let's molly wop his balls. Damn, bro.
Pray today.
Did you pray today?
Pray today.
And sound like a Call of Duty zombie.
Oh, Grunk just left.
That's not
Yeah,
gonna
you did. You have no life.
Alright, got you.
All right. Edit some glass shattering.
Edit some glass.
All right.
Yeah.
I have a
Not a single word on anyone. Ready?
Dude, I'm gonna
Honestly,
laugh.
Look serious too. Look serious too.
pissed.
Go.
Cross your arms. Damn, Tanner, I'll be scared of you.
Fat God, dude, he looks like a fucking goblin. Hey, hold on. Why you look like the Lorax?
This is not roast battle. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Isaac, why, dude?
Oh! Oh!
Hit it! Jump in that! Jump in that bitch!
Well, I've got the best thing for you here today. I've got the best pickup lines.
Oh, brother.
If you miss this, I'm gonna crank this and Larry's gonna get pulled.
Go ahead, man. Go.
Alright. I think someone must have stolen the stairs. Wait, and put them in. Are you the Eiffel Tower? Because
You got 30 seconds. Go. Hit me with it.
No, that was okay. Get me out. Bye.
Wasn't that bad?
No, it was.
Keep going. They're on the verge. Keep going.
Just another one, please.
You wanna partial? Take it down in my basement.
It's so bad! It's so bad!
I know.
Yeah,
I
you
still
won,
did it.
but you self-destructed like 3 times, dog.
Yeah.
Come on, get me out of here, man. Tanner made the most sour face imaginable. And then I see the flaming fucking Elmo gif fly up on his fucking screen.
That was Grunk's 9th laugh.
Grunk, was it? Grunk, did you laugh at me?
Wait, so you're trying to tell me that if I don't laugh, I'm getting 3K? Is that real? There's no way.
I got all my lives.
I got all my laughs too. I'm like a cat.
Me too. If you can make Grunk laugh right now, I will give you money.
Okay,
Grunk lost another life, and you got fucking scammed.
Lucky number 11.
Did you pray today?
I swear to God.
Did you pray today? You didn't.
Continue, keep going.
Did you pray today?
Continue.
Continue. Again.
Pray today.
One more time.
Did you pray today?
No, he laughed.
The last.
Wait, hold on. Does it let me screen share in here?
Is it going to be a presentation? A show and tell?
A show and tell, maybe. Let's see.
Willie, could I ask you for 2 artists that I really want to get on the next album?
He just thinks I'm going to move him out. Got jokes.
So I got a
man.
couple jokes.
Is your name Ian?
How do you know this?
Lucky guess.
If Talking Ben had an anime, what would his anime powers be called?
Yes.
Ben Kai. What is Talking Ben's favorite historical figure?
Yes.
Benjamin Franklin.
No.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
What car does Talking Ben have?
Bentley?
Yes. What car does he rent out?
Yes.
Ben.
Wait. Light and pie. When Ben's at the park, what does he sit on? Oh, Ben.
Say it again.
Run the whole you were gonna say it?
Start from the beginning and do it all over again.
Run it up again.
Do it all over again. Do it all over again.
Talking Ben had an anime.
Guy.
What is Talking Ben's favorite historical Benjamin Franklin? What does Talking Ben like to have for lunch? A burrito box.
Yes.
What car does Talking Ben have? What car does he rent out? A Mercedes Benz.
This is like a form of torture.
Can you do one more? One more time.
Dude, how do you?
I laughed, he's out!
You got like a bounce to it.
Mercedes Benz.
No, I can't do it.
Give me perms to drag people out someone.
You have perms.
Wait, dude. Alright, quick, make us laugh.
Why did you just drag in? Why did you drag in all these people at the same time?
I thought it would be like extra funny.
Hey!
Hit the emo. Hit the emo.
Yo, Dad, I'm gonna throw a boogie bomb. I'm gonna throw a boogie bomb, Dad.
Okay. No, that was awesome.
Alright, emote again. I'm gonna throw a boogie bomb. I'm gonna throw a boogie bomb.
Why, dude? You getting 2 for 1?
Oh my god.
This is what happens when you bring in 2 people.
Emote again. Emote again.
Stop! You're gonna trigger both of them to do it. No, it's oh my.
Wait,
Hit the
Grunt,
gritty.
can you do that thing like the Pinky Doll TikTok live stream?
You say something and both of them respond. You guys are evil. You have to clarify. Thank you, Dad. We love you. Stop making Tasha's life so emo, please. Oh my god. Don't do it. I'm dragging someone in. No words. Don't even say a single thing.
brother, this guy stinks. 1 second. Trying to figure out what cheeseburger I want to get.
Bro, come the fuck off. There was like one rule. There was like only one. Somehow. Some way.
I guarantee you 100%. If you do this shit in my server, it'll be 30 times funnier.
Do you want to try in your server?
Yeah, they're all crackheads, bro. They're literally all crackheads. This is a whole other demographic of people. We're gonna be getting like 4-year-olds.
Make us laugh.
I got the perfect person for y'all. All right, Sage. Turn your camera on, bro.
Hello.
Hi, Sage.
Hey.
I got a magic trick for y'all.
Hey, we love
Alright.
that.
This is my prodigy, by the way. I've been training him every day. He's my prodigy.
Oh, I so.
Oh shit.
Abracadabra. I disappeared.
Sage, get the fuck over here right now, bro. You're disappointing me.
Yo, coach is calling you.
Sage,
Alright,
Uber,
okay.
you gotta pack him on your way out.
Bro is listening to.
Dude, they don't work until they get given a command.
I'm gonna bring an XXX Tentacion. Let's see what he says.
Okay.
So we're all just gonna be dead quiet. Alright. Alright, bro. What the fuck?
They're
Traffic
literally just
log is
empty
logging off.
husks waiting for a command.
They're like,
Oh God! Hey, what the fuck happened? Hey, what the? Oh, what's good? Wait. Hey, why'd the chicken cross the road?
Why?
Didn't, cause your fat ass mom made it.
Didn't expect that dude to make that kind of noise. I don't think I've ever heard a noise produced like that in like.
But I definitely laugh. I 100%.
Can I do it? Can I move somebody in?
Yeah,
they are
sure,
like
buddy.
empty husks. They're like,
When the next person that we move in, instead of saying nothing, give them a prompt. Like, the whole point is that they don't do anything unless you tell them to do something.
Hey, guess what? Why'd the chicken cross the road?
Oh my god. Why?
To get to the other side.
Why did you do that again?
He changed his profile picture.
You guys actually just naturally drag him again?
Yes, I think someone did. Yeah.
oh my
right.
god, Murdoch.
I know it's Ace actually, but I do have a story if you guys don't mind hearing this.
Bro, memento.
Alrighty, so this was back when by the way, I'm still a ride operator, just to point that out.
I'm a ride operator at this theme park, right? On my 3rd year, I was doing we have like sections of 4th of July, all that kind of stuff.
Did he die?
Yo, Steak Bud, you wanna hear a funny story too I have?
Sure, go ahead.
So I used to work at Wendy's, alright? I used to be like... Let me just finish this story real quick. This is actually important to me, okay? I used to make...
Shut up!
Alright, so then one day, right? I was in an Xbox party with a guy named Tolan. We were playing Destiny 2.
I feel like I'm in a plank. I'm actually planking right now. This is like endurance test. Shut the Stank. I love you to death. We gotta move on. I love you. Have a good night, man. Holy fucking shit, Pack. Dude. Can you shut the hell up?
I actually like zoned out for so long.
Leo, stop! Oh my god!
So much of burp.
Sorry, I'm
Yo, why the fuck I just heard that? I'm not tripping, right? I heard. Yo, Baha.
I have a really bad feeling about this one being a fucking chicken crossing the road joke.
Oh no. How do you fall for it 3 times? Actually, how do you fall for it 3 times? Actually, how do you fall for it 3 times? Actually, how do you? All right, get it done with. Get it done with. Get it done with. Get it done with. Get it done with.
What is happening?
Why? Why did chicken cross the road? Tell me.
Hey. Big T's biggest fan coming.
Get it?
Big T's biggest fan. It's Big T's biggest fan.
Is that Big T?
Yeah. Miss Thanos?
Dude, what the fuck? Tanner, your fan is a walking chromosome. Tanner, what did you make?
Big T. What's my Big T dance?
That's it. That's the Big T dance.
3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go with y'all.
Lucho.
Jason,
happening?
all these guys on the camera were shit talking you, bro.
But everyone, every single one of them.
Everyone?
Every single one of them. I know Big T wouldn't do me like that. Big T smile. He would never do me like that.
Right now,
Okay.
as of right now, Grunk, you owe me like $13,000.
Listen, something was in the air.
The amount of tally marks I have on my notepad, it's
Not
like a
my
barcode.
fault.
I'm gonna be real. I lost track
Yeah, I
after
gotta
we
do
joined
it, I
here
gotta do
for everyone else but Grunk. I had Pack with 2 and Tanner with 2. Larry giggled a whole bunch. Nick had his moments, and Grunk is just insane. I guess that means that Pack and Tanner each get $1,000 as we stand here. I definitely know you guys laugh more, but I don't care. All right, I'm wrapping the video up. Thank you,
Dude,
everyone.
Cardi is performing a long time right now.
Fuck are you even
Everyone-
talking about?
Willie, is Donna 2 actually happening or no?
Yeah, it will happen eventually.
Pat!
What?
Let's team up and make something great.
Dude, can you let me and Grunk be on a team? I'm begging.
Boy, if you don't get... Boy! Wake up, get my bread up, done.
When I get put back in, can I be unmuted so I can play jazz for everyone?
Peter, can you say, hey, Quagmire, let's go to the clam and get some drinks?
Yep.
Hey, Quackmire, let's go to the clam.
Quackmire.
You didn't even finish the line.
Hey, Quackmire.
Hey, Quackmire.
Alright.
Give us something, Glenn.
Hey, Quackmire, let's go to the clam.
Okay, Peter.
We got early chicken in here.
Ladies and gentle guys, I welcome you all back to the You Laugh, You Fudging Lose, dude. Serious. The concept of this video is very simple. 3 lives, don't laugh. Oh, and your mouth is full of water. The twist of me video. And if you think to yourself, oh, dude, another You Laugh, You Lose? This is props not even funny, though. Boy, do I have news for you. At the very end of this video is quite possibly the longest and funniest ongoing bit we have ever witnessed. And that's saying a lot coming from 8 previous episodes. So definitely stick around. And if you think you so tough, play along with us. Go on, go get some water, sit back, smash the like button maybe, and of course, enjoy the video.
All right, let's see who can post the best gif up in this bitch.
Here's look at mine.
Whoa! All stolen by fear.
Oh my god, the man in my dreams is all over. Do you see that?
Dude, I love this guy.
We hear one single. Wait, I did not know. I was going to get dragged in.
Can I turn my camera on? All right, here's my pet dog. All right, this one time I went to the store.
I will fucking orbital cat in your house. I will orbital cat in your mark.
Okay, let's rock it. Let's go.
You've gone. Dude, it's still in there. Holy shit.
So like, are you guys
Dude,
just
you're gonna
gonna
have to make
be
a-
part of the competition? Am I gonna drag
Yeah, no,
Tanner
we're
and-
just hyping them. We're hyping them up. We're hyping them up.
Hold on, do your best, do your best. Line her up.
Wait.
Bro, ain't no way, boy.
Do we have money on the line? I hear a full.
Again, man. You're down on the line. We're gonna be taking a sip of water. Try not to spit it out. That's basically the whole thing.
I'm gonna drink gamer stuff. Is that cool?
Yeah, you can.
Wait, are you gonna use code WIN? Oh shit.
Restart the whole thing. Let's do like a really obvious ad placement. Willie, I really like that drink. What code did you use to get it?
Give me that lady,
Oh, give me my gamer subs?
Yeah.
It's good. And guess what? I use code group for 10% off.
Wow. I think I'm gonna use code group for 10% off my lead. All right, you guys all got water? You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, sir.
All right.
How is Tanner talking? He's got no water.
He's like, yeah, I'm ready. Oh. I noticed. I noticed.
Hi. Your good friend Nicholas here asked me to make y'all something. I wasn't ready. This is how.
Reason 1, you get 10% off all orders.
That guy got hit with a shotgun. He couldn't handle it. So I'm
I had a year delay on his joke. He told that joke a year ago. It just came through Discord today.
When you moved out, I elected. We're like, all right, yo, Derp, we want you to make a presentation, a PowerPoint presentation on just something random. And then he comes in, he's like, all right, your good friend Nicholas wanted me to.
He gave him 5 minutes to learn how to use Google Slides and then promote Code Group.
What's so funny? When I get put back in, can I be unmuted so I can play jazz for everyone?
I bet your mother won't be
Oh, such a funny video.
Dude, I got it on my tank top, dude.
I got it all in my pants.
Yeah, Larry laughed.
I laughed too. I
Is that a strike for Larry?
I guess, yeah, we could do strikes and water. Strike one Larry, I guess, dude. Get on.
Oh, I got one.
We already had him.
Evil Yummy's already here. We can take a single sip of water.
I am anti-Yummy now. I do everything that Yummy doesn't do.
What would Yummy not do?
I'm doing it right now. He's sitting.
Uh-oh.
Y'all a little early, Y'all a little early.
When we were in there, and I was like, if I see one presentation, I'm gonna lose my mind. We said like no presentations, no show and tell, and so far 2 of these guys have been presentations.
Whoa, I like that name.
If I wrote you a symphony.
Dude, what the fuck? I got hops in my camera, bro. Larry, fuck you,
What the fuck is happening?
Oh, fuck you, bro.
Get out my hood. Get out my hood. Is that an op? Must have been the wind. What? Because of being YouTuber, such a big laugh.
Dad, get out of my room! I'm being the hood NPC!
Dude.
Big NPC hood, Dad! Get out! I'm being an NPC in the hood! Get out of my hood!
Get corn on my face. Oh.
Oh shit, bro. Alright. I miss the Yummy. Straight from the go Yummy. Top of his soul Yummy. Set on his goals Yummy. I hate the new Yummy. The bad mood Yummy. Always rude Yummy. Fuck. Give me no chance. Let me give me no chance. Okay. I miss the Yummy. Oh Yummy.
Now hold up. Wait, why is your name Yay Yummy, but you have Kevin Hart and not Yay?
That's not Yay?
No.
I made this today.
How did you fuck that up?
Monkey D. Luffy?
What got Monkey D. Luffy?
Get him out of here.
It is Monkey D. Luffy.
Oh my god.
We got Monkey D. Luffy.
You guys want to watch me go? You guys want to watch me go tank man?
Yeah.
All right. You guys can't look.
Yeah.
Oh, Tanner, we can look now.
Oh shit.
Answer.
Down to him, we got in lots of trouble.
I don't even know what this
I'm gonna show you guys my Roblox character. I have I can't show you.
Bazinga, am I right, guys?
Playing?
What the fuck is that?
That's chicken nuggets and cheese. Alright, Dr. Detroit, every single time.
Who's that dude
I
that
don't
just
know, I
walked
don't
in?
even
He
know,
just
I don't
sidestepped
know.
into frame. Dr. Detroit. Dude, I can't keep drinking water. I'm not gonna lie. My stomach hurts from drinking so much. Alright, Abstract, make me laugh. Why did that sound like that?
Can you guys close your eyes? See ya.
Yep.
See ya.
Alright, open your eyes.
Ever seen my brother die? Thinking about homicide. I've been thinking about.
Oh, my camera is loading.
So what you guys think? What you guys think?
I forgot the rest. Give me a second.
Hold on, I'm trying to turn on my camera up. Wait. I'm trying to turn on my camera. I'm so sorry. I'm having technical difficulties. Oh wait. This will all make sense in a moment.
Can I be honest? I'm sorry, Larry. I didn't mean to yell at you.
Luigi. Oh yeah.
I've already been in here. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell at you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But
Kiss me on my hot mouth. I'm feeling romantical.
He was like, he leaned in, he smirked down there, and he's like,
Oh, he was so smug about it. He was so fucking smug.
Everything's staying off.
can we not do water for like a round, please? My
Yeah,
stomach
yeah.
hurts.
Just
My tummy hurts.
break on the water.
wait, can we do a live interview with JID and Jimmy Fallon?
Alright, Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon.
You're on the talk show. We're the audience. And you're interviewing JID. And action.
Oh my god.
Your mic's muted. Oh my god, your mic's muted as well. And where are your pants? You're muted. You're muted.
Action! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome.
Welcome, my special guest, Larry. JD, I want you to give us insight on your latest touchdown with Mike Vick. What was going on there? What was going on through your mind with that touchdown?
What was going on, man? That touchdown was the most amazing thing I ever did. What?
Sorry. The producers in the back, you know, they have something for you, JD, because everybody loves you, JD.
That's good.
What was going on with the lyrics in surround sound? What inspired you to make that song?
This is a story, man. So I was like pushing it back off for the porch, and I was going to the back sounds, right?
Is that your real hair? I actually can't tell.
Oh yeah, it is.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Round of applause for that right there.
I thought that was fake as fuck. That's real.
What's up?
I have a presentation.
I have a presentation. Nick, I heard you. I got a presentation.
You're not supposed to say that. You're the second person to do that.
Yo, I can't share my screen.
Thank God you can't. See you later. Thank the fucking stars.
Say I'm a wizard and you ask for 3 wishes. What would be your first wish? Yeah.
Double world hunger.
Uh-oh.
I'm hungry. Oh! All right. Second wish.
Raise the rent for single mothers.
Yay!
My mom's calling me.
All right. Third and final wish. Make it count.
Everyone wearing a Spider-Man mask gets a random rash on their back instantaneously.
Why did you get the Spider-Man?
These are my bands. 3.
Bands on my Bentley.
Is that a Bitcoin? Oh, he's eating it.
It's the World Hunger kicking in. They're eating coins.
Ooh, hot sauce. Are your parents divorced? Because you might have bad luck if your parents are divorced.
Oh, there's Dr. Detroit. Change the overlay.
Pose like you got arrested. Pose like you got arrested.
Yeah, mugshot.
Mugshot. Pose like you got arrested.
Dude.
Like you got arrested.
So, theoretically, right? So Stephen Hawking, right? He went to Jeffrey Epstein's island, right? And Danny DeVito is 4'10". So theoretically, if Danny DeVito went to Epstein's
Times like these, I wish I had a camera and I wasn't faceless, so I could just Golden Freddy right now. Go ahead, Larry. Do Golden Freddy for me, please. That's Silver Freddy, bro. You do Golden Freddy. Get your back up against the wall.
To be quite honest, I really don't have a joke, but I can repeat the entire FNAF 1 phone call.
No. Larry, get back and do it. Go ahead.
Hello. I wanted to record a message for you. Kids and grown-ups alike. And fun.
My birthday.
It's my birthday.
May I do a band for band with y'all? Oops.
I actually do have a very good joke. What is pink and rust? What is pink and rusty? Madeline McCann's bike. Madeline McCann's bike. I'm sorry, that was really bad.
Who is Madeline McBake? Yeah, who is that?
McBake McCann.
I don't know who that is.
Who is that? Are you from Ireland? Where are you from?
Sorry, I don't know what you're saying.
McCann.
Macan?
Yes.
Plot to kidnap child hatched a week before it disappeared. That's a dark joke.
Oh my god, you edgy?
Disappearance claim rubbished by police.
Rubbish? Are you bro? It's a UK joke.
You're in the
It's
UK.
actually a European joke. We didn't get it because we're not from the Europeans. If we were from the UK, we'd probably be losing our shit.
Conor McGregor is going to be your new president, by the way. I just want to let you know.
Oh my god, I hate you so much.
You guys ever heard of Viet Cong? You can play Buddy Holly on trumpet.
No! Well, actually, do it. Just do it, whatever.
Just do it as a game.
Give me one note.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Do it. One. You motherfucker. You want to hear a fun fact about you? You triggered a raid warning in our server because you're like the 28th person to join in under 10 seconds.
Oh man, that's crazy. Hold on, let me turn on my camera.
Oh sure, Joe.
Hey, guys.
Whoa! Big T's a big fan. Big T's a big fan.
Thank you, Big T. I'm a big fan of you too.
Oh my god, who is that? Is that
that.
Peter? Who's in the background?
Yeah, ignore him.
Okay, I don't really. I'm not a big fan of Peter, but Joe.
You know,
you're-
I'm actually shaking right now. I'm
You did it, Joe.
I guess
You didn't just make us laugh. You made us.
Oh.
Oh man, it's Peter.
Oh my.
Hey Peter. Hey, it's Peter.
What you doing, bud?
Go ahead, Peter. Say
Hey,
hi to
Peter.
your friend Joe.
Hey,
Come
Joe.
on, Peter. Say hi.
Where's Lois? Where's Lois?
I can't take this. There's Lois.
Oh, look at it catching on real fast. There's Lois. Go ahead, Lois. Do the thing.
There's Lois.
Hey, Lois.
Lois, you said exactly.
I'm so lost, bro.
Come on, Lois.
Say, Peter, the horse is here.
Yeah, you know the thing.
No horses here.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
There we go. Lois is here. Hey, Peter. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, Doc.
This is a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Uh-oh, look out. Oh, thank you, Joe.
Hey, there's Quagmire.
Yeah.
I'm going Quagmire.
Yeah, he's Glenn Quagmire.
Tanner, you are on top of the world right now, dude.
These are like all your favorites.
The whole cast is here.
Oh
Hey, Stewie.
Yo,
Kid, please, she's already 18.
That's something Glenn would say.
Quagmire, you're handsome.
Yo, Stewie.
Yeah, we need a Brian. Where's Brian? Oh, there's three of them. I found three. You're expendable, Brian. Don't fuck this up.
Who's real?
Oh,
Which one's
man.
real?
Go ahead, Brian.
Brad Battle 2 is
Go
the
ahead.
real Griffin.
Hey, Peter.
Hey, you're not Joe. I'm
Wait a
Joe.
minute. That's Joe. Wait a minute. That's the real Brian right there. Brian, talk. Brian,
Come on,
talk.
Brian, don't be shy.
Come on, guys.
I'm in the episode! Peter, do a punchline. Peter, wait, perfect time for a punchline. Peter, go. It's like that one time. Go ahead.
It's like that one time Peter didn't talk.
Peter!
Do you have anything to say?
Hey, it's Cleveland.
Hey, Cleveland.
Hey, Cleveland.
Hi.
Hey, Joe, how was your
Hey,
kid?
Bonnie.
Peter, can you say, hey, Quagmire, let's go to the clam and get some drinks?
Yep. Hey, Quagmire, let's go to the clam.
Quagmire.
You didn't even finish the line.
Hey, Quagmire.
Hey, Quagmire.
Alright.
Go ahead,
Floor is
Peter.
yours. Try again.
Give us something, Glenn.
Try again. Try again.
Hey, Quagmire, let's go to the clam.
Okay, Peter.
We got everything chicken and Peter.
Yummy, I think you have to say the whole thing again. I don't
Say,
think
hey, Quagmire, let's go to the clam and get some drinks. Action.
Hey, fuck you, Peter.
Hey, Quagmire, let's go to the clam.
Okay, Peter.
This is not real. This is not real.
Hey, Quagmire, let's go to the clam and get some drinks.
Go.
Okay, hey, Quagmire, let's go to the clam and get a drink.
Yes.
That's good.
Okay.
All right. Go, Quagmire.
Okay.
I'm going Quagmire.
This episode is starting to really suck bad.
Quick, we need a flashback. This reminds me that one time that something crazy happens. Go.
Hey, Quackmire. Remember the last time we happened?
No.
No. Remember the last time we happened? What does that mean? It's kind of scary.
Hey, Quagmire.
What are you talking to yourself?
This is like if we gave like the entire cast like horse track and said action and let them just go, just free ball.
Crazy crossover.
It's like the ending of the episode.
Joe and Donnie on a date. Peter, plug code group real quick.
Use group at the 10% off.
Yes. Okay. All right, we'll see you guys later.
I think we can finalize and end this off with Rick Sanchez saying our goodbyes for us. Go ahead, Rick.
All right, Rick. Say what you need to say, Rick.
Hey, Rick.
Say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Oh man. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's a good Reddit.
Oh, that was
Them right there.
I'm nuking the whole chat. The whole channel's getting fucking going. Everyone say bye now. Say bye. Goodbye.
Go clam.
That's what he said.
Let go clam.
Let go clown.
The year is 1994. Tanya Harding just won and promptly lost her US NFSC title. My dad slept through a 6.7 magnitude earthquake in the San Fernando Valley, and seeing Star Trek Generations with him is running non-existent me about $4.08 a ticket. Netscape Navigator, Boys to Men, and Ford Tauruses are all meteoric successes, and Earthworm Jim just crash landed on SNESs all around the world. And in the midst of all of this, unbeknownst to anyone, even the company who has given it life, a once-in-a-decade, pop culture defining, holy shit moment has just been ushered into the waking world, leaving only the vacuum of space in its wake as it begins its ascent into the cultural lexicon of days yet to come, like Combat Evolved or The Voyager 2. Chills. Every time. Anyway, 10 minutes down the street, in a little backlot called, Universal Studios, a David is soon to rise to the long thrown down, now revitalized gauntlet of the animation world's mouse-eared Goliath. Forged in the glowing ire of Disney's recently dismissed chairman, DreamWorks, son of Jesse, who was from Bethlehem in Judah, is about to embark on a voyage lasting 4 toilsome years. The destination, their debut. 2 months, 2 features, and $389 million at the box office later, suffice to say things pretty much work out for them in 1998. But it won't be until Y2K and their greatest failure that the studio finally strikes gold. And that's what we're talking about tonight, so put in your thinking caps and strap in. I'm really smart, and this is The Road to El Dorado, a match made in heaven. So before DreamWorks Animation was a 36-film, 7-franchise-deep pillar of animated features, it was DreamWorks SKG, an up-and-comer named after its trio of Filmboy co-founders, Steven Spielberg, Jeffrey Katzenberg, and David Geffen. Long story short, during his years at the House of Mouse, Katz didn't make a whole lot of friends, but worse, he made an extremely unfortunate enemy, Roy E. Disney, nephew to Walt, son to Roy Sr., and a force to be reckoned with on the board. Katz wanted to be prez of the whole GD kingdom, and after initially being turned down for the job, the man he was campaigning to replace ended up meeting an untimely helicopter-related death. After years of disputes over what Roy considered to be dishonoring him and the Disney legacy, though, he told then CEO Michael Eisner, "If you make Katzenberg the president, I will start a proxy fight." And Eisner could tell he meant it. Katzenberg got the boot, successfully sued them for over 200 big ones, and hit the ground running with his revenge project modeled after and simultaneously meant to oppose chose Disney, a studio meant to produce widely accessible live-action features to bankroll its much less frequent, much less profitable animated features. In a very real way, Saving Private Ryan walked so the Prince of Egypt could run. And it worked. The Book of Exodus Reloaded was the second non-Disney animated feature ever to pull in over 100 million at the box office. Right behind, the Rugrats movie? Is that... Are we sure that's right? Point is, DreamWorks stuck the landing and gained a formidable foothold in the animated feature world with Ants and Initial B, proving in the process that they could match either powerhouse's style. But now the time had come to create something wholly their own, an aesthetic, or at least the framework of one. Back to 1994. With their dual debut projects now underway, it had struck Katzenberg that their next time out couldn't be Disney Goes 80 Scorsese or Manhattan as presented by Diet Pixar. So he waltzed over to the first duo of screenwriters that came to mind, Ted Elliott and Terry Rossio, fresh off a pair of back-to-back screenplays for, you guessed it, Disney. According to Ted and Ter, Katz handed them an especially thick history book authored by one Hugh Thomas, titled Conquest, Montezuma, Cortez, and the Fall of Old Mexico, and said, "This is the setting." The boys were hooked by the premise of Disney Toonami and presumably a life-changing amount of money for any normal person, and they quickly got to work scribbling down the inceptive treatment of what would become The Road to El Dorado. So, what is The Road to El Dorado? Put simply, an anti-hero-led adventure quasi-musical buddy comedy / genre parody based on a series of films ticking the same boxes and bearing the same naming conventions beginning in 1940 with Victor Schertzinger's The Road to Singapore. Following American sweethearts Bob Hope and Bing Crosby as a pair of lovable, more stupid than they are cruel rogues, with Dorothy Lamour invariably cast as the level-headed third and love interest, the Road to films were a collection of increasingly absurd, fourth-wall-breaking, vaudeville-channeling meta-lampoons, each adventure embracing a new set of cinematic tropes that its creators deemed either played out or actively problematic, with the leads often addressing the audience, making fun of their own production company, or begging the Academy for nominations.
We're going with that. Patty cake, baker's man. Bake a cake as fast as he must have seen the picture. Get him.
For any villains we may meet, we haven't any fear. Paramount will protect us 'cause we're signed for 5 more years.
Yeah, get a load of that bread and butter. Bread and butter, that's a mountain. Maybe a mountain to you, but it's bread and butter to me.
He's gonna sing, folks. Now's the time to go out and get the popcorn.
Beyond humorous, the films were antagonistic.
He won't give up. He must be a Republican. Don't get the papers to go.
What's the plot of the picture so far? I gotta hide you.
From the killers?
From the crib.
And fittingly, The Road to El Dorado eventually took shape as a medley of the series' most charming elements, and as an antagonist to Disney. The duo being run out of town in the road to Utopia. They're being mistaken as gods by the tribal leadership in Zanzibar. Stowaways cast adrift in Morocco. The ancient beast in the volcano in Bali. The failure to avoid love in Singapore. The musical numbers, the progressively more grandiose set pieces, the stakes, the lies, the leading lady, and the laughs, all revivified and condensed from 7 films spanning 2 decades into 1 hour and 29 minutes of animation. And it's fantastic. So let's dive in. The film opens with a classic exposition in the lyrics title sequence, set to its titular theme, El Dorado, sung by Elton John and co-composed by Tim Rice and Hans Zimmer. The same Elton John, Tim Rice, and Hans Zimmer responsible for the Lion King soundtrack the same year Cats was dropped from the kingdom, which isn't petty at all. Beyond it being an absolute banger, though, there's a couple pretty bold deviations from the at-the-time status quo taking place with this introduction. First and most evident, Ejon's crystalline vocals aren't being delivered to us from a second or third person perspective, either limited or omniscient, like the majority of animated feature, narrated prologue sing-alongs are. The lyrics, instead, are coming from a first-person perspective, but not from the characters leading the film either. In fact, the theme doesn't establish that any characters exist at all, and none of our cast appears in the visuals which accompany it. Second, sex is a decidedly existent thing in the world we're being transported to, which is crazy. For years, the closest Disney ever came to sex in their animated features was this weird phallic shape my friend showed me on the cover of our family's VHS of The Little Mermaid, and your pick of one of the 6 times I can think of where Disney made an animal give another animal this look. And while neither of these immediate oddities necessarily scream rebellion from the jump, they're each introductions to themes which The Road to El Dorado continuously iterates upon over and over again until, by its end, the film very much does feel like it's deliberately sailing against the wake of an incomparably large animated galleon. Anyways, as the introduction reaches its end and Elton's voice fades from our presence, we're ushered into 16th century Spain, in the beginning of our slap-happy adventure by the gentle hum of flowing water. Brilliant, blue, inviting, agua purificada. As the camera begins to pan away, a hand clutching a silver goblet plummets through the frame into the fountain where the stream ends, and as it's pulled back to meet its owner's face, we come with it, introducing us to the film's first character. The resounding voice of Jim Cummings pierces through the wave of growing applause and trumpetry as the date card fades. The grim, steel-clad figure sat imposingly above us as he announces to the crowd that today he sails to conquer the new world. For Spain. Already, this introduction is super solid. Like the way it cuts from this really high angle shot to one where we've been cast to the back of the crowd, and right before cutting in close again, his eyes briefly rest on us. Or the classic staring at the object you're holding while you say something menacing thing that villains like to do. Or the soldiers surrounding... I got a little ahead of myself there. This guy's a villain. The villain. The film opens on an introduction of its antagonist, after a ballad from the perspective of someone living in the world he's setting off to destroy. And adding a great deal to this gravitas, this particular villain isn't the product of anyone's imagination, either. It's Hernan Cortez, one of the worst people to have ever drawn breath. Most well known for leading the genocide of the Aztec Empire, resulting in its total decimation. This guy was so evil that one of the defining moments of Arthas Menethil's descent into insanity in Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos, itself based on Feanor's burning of the Teleri Swan ships in Losgar and Tolkien's The Silmarillion, is something that Cortez actually did. So determined in his zeal to kill natives instead of return home and give his men no other choice but to help him do it, that he cast his ships aflame, or ran them aground. Nobody really knows for sure, trapping them and himself in the Americas. Within these first few shots, directors Don Paul and Eric Bergeron subvert the accepted order in which Disney and Disney adjacents had customarily introduced their casts. Protagonist appears first in the film or in its book-ready overture, and convinces us of our villain's villainy, mostly through composition and his interactions with his horse. Speaking of his horse, Altivo, this also marks the introduction to our first supporting character, his horse, Altivo. We'll circle back to him in a minute. After Cortez throws his now half-emptied chalice behind him, the camera once again accompanying it, we're introduced to our protagonists, after a match fade through their wanted poster as they're throwing dice in an alley. T&M have cleaned house and are about to bounce when the man they were gambling with offers that insists on a final bet. A map to the wonders of the new world if they win, and the forfeit of all their winnings if they lose. The first scene in every Road to film is dedicated to establishing the duo's contrasting demeanors. Crosby as the callous plan maker who gets the girl, and Hope as the dopey, bright-eyed adventurer. And Tulio and Miguel's inverse reactions as the map is revealed to them serves as a much more effective, much snappier version of this.
A map?
A map? A map of the wonders of the new world.
Establishing their dynamic in like 30 seconds instead of 4 to 600. The boys accept, Curly forces them to use a different pair of dice, and they miraculously still win. As luck would have it, though, the loaded dice from just a moment ago fall out of Tulio's shirt. Huh. This sort of balancing act between divine luck and consummate failure is what the Road to films relied on for subduing a team of characters with unethical ends, and transmuting normally sharp-edged, devious remarks or actions into things we can laugh at or feel engaged with in a cautiously optimistic way. Their plans either don't work, which we expect, or do, and we get to laugh at the absurdity of it. Anyways, having now been found out for the swindlers they are, our dysfunctional duo's fight or flight triggers, and without skipping a beat, they spring to life. A variation on Hope and Crosby's patty cake routine. Tulio and Miguel both respond to the revelation that they're cheating as if neither of them knew they were cheating. One reaches for a guard's rapier, then the other, but he misses. We laugh. Everyone besides them are frozen. The back and forth accelerates. Threaten high, parry high. We chase them across tables. Threaten low, dodge high. Then up to the rooftops. Threaten high, threaten low, parry low. They're revoking Captain Blood, Scaramouche, the court jester, Anne of the Indies. The duo are flinning. As if the film's core elements were not archaic enough, the second our characters turn on, they begin channeling Errol Flynn across Basil Rathbone. And their conclusion of the bit, having successfully evaded the now enthralled mob, bears a striking resemblance to the end of Cleavon Little's self-hostage routine in Blazing Saddles. A few seconds into their backpatting, they realize they've landed in a pen with what looks like Toro the Bull from Looney Tunes. A brilliantly animated chase ensues. Seriously, it is one of my favorite chases in film, and at its climax, the two leap into barrels, are lifted onto Cortez's ship, and our heroes, if we can call them that, have been locked in, quite literally, to the adventure we're about to share. Yes! Finally, I can talk about the horse. I watched every Road to film for this video, at least twice. Singapore, Zanzibar, Morocco, Utopia, Rio, Bali, Hong Kong, 21 hours and 7 minutes, 76,040 seconds in total, not counting the third watches of the first 3 of my life spent absorbing this series. And as I came out of my multiple day-long binge and finally watched through The Road to El Dorado again, now intimately familiar with its roots, something began to kind of gnaw at me. There were barely any fourth wall breaks, and I missed them. Every Road to film plays like an elevated caricature of the last. As their humor became more abstract and self-referential, the cast began yelling at the special effects team, taking shots at other actors. Bob Hope literally forces the end card out of frame as the credits roll in Bali and demands to see his agent because he loses Lamore to Crosby again. But in The Road to El Dorado, the one solid moment of fourth wall breaking dialogue I could put my finger on felt damningly faint in a film which in all other aspects was an exhilarating take on the series' form. And then I hit play again, but this time I tried not to focus on Tulio and Miguel. And it clicked. The fourth wall is broken constantly in the film. It's just not from the characters who can speak. Altivo rolls his eyes to us as Tulio and Miguel melodramatically lament their untimely deaths. He dances to the non-diegetic music of Elton John. He expresses to the camera as if he has a headache when Cortez speaks. He questions how Tulio's voice could echo so much at the entrance to LD. He's even the subject of the only other spoken fourth wall break in the film, an exchange between Miguel and Chell that seems totally innocuous in passing, but is actually an acknowledgement of a continuity lapse when you're paying attention to the horse. The most consistently emotive, the most sincerely reactive character in our ragtag team of rapscallions is the only one that never has to hide how they feel about the situation, lest they give up the con. And they're almost always just to the side of our focus. Delegating these bits to a non-verbal steed/sidekick tremendously expedited the payoff of the Road to's trademark riffs without ever suspending the development of the film's story to reach them. It's ingenious. Speaking of Chell, after the boys plus one survived their escape by sea, beautiful, sublime, we finally get to meet Chell, our second supporting character and the love interest of the film, rounding out our party for the remainder of the ride. Just like her time-lost counterpart, Dorothy Lamour, the manner with which we're introduced to Chell is specifically meant to frame her as a helpless victim of circumstance, driven to hitting licks or scamming or whatever by forces external from her and beyond control. So helpless, in fact, that our soft-hearted duo invariably follow her back through whichever threshold she's just emerged from. And therein lies the brilliance of Chell's character. Before we ever learn why she's running or in what context she left the place she's running from, the wounded disposition that she so naturally leads with instantly subdues her audience, making it all the more endearing when it's revealed soon after that she's actually a con artist too. A vastly superior one to either protagonist, wielding the male gaze as a weapon, countering their objectification of her with her own of them, bending anyone who fell for her act to her will, and maintaining that leverage for the remainder of the film. Dorothy was always the steel in the walls of the Road To's dynamic and structure. The point of the duo being so intrepid yet so bizarre, simultaneously so gifted and so stupid, isn't just slapstick. It is that left to their own devices, death by their own hands is an inevitability. They can never decide their own fates, no matter what. So what better means of making sure they can't than preying on their greatest weaknesses, simultaneously parodying and very earnestly criticizing the way film has treated women, especially women of color. And it's still as topical as ever in El Dorado, since its adversarial mark, Disney, was still in the midst of super hot water for their portrayals of Jasmine, Pocahontas, and Esmeralda being way more sexualized than their Caucasian counterparts, all within the span of like 5 years. Again, not petty at all. What's so interesting about El Dorado, though, is that it was criticized for many of the same things. But if you'll allow me to reach just a tiny bit, I think in this instance it was due to how the film was marketed and the obscurity of its spirit, not necessarily the contents of the work itself. An expectation of honesty where there never was much. The road to El Dorado is a ton of things, but one thing it is not, at least not fully, is honest. Deliberately so. There's a whole lot of responsibility that inherently comes with portraying a society or a people or a collection of either, especially when they were grievously irreparably harmed, especially when your ancestors perpetuated or profited from that harm. So although the rough outline of the antagonist and the locations and the fauna and the architecture are like basically accurate-ish, everything between those lines is a jumbled mess of different time periods, different cultures, and just plain old characters being wrong. So here's a list of mostly everything the movie goofed up, and then we'll talk about why. Tulio bets Miguel 2 pesetas that they won't survive their jump, but pesetas weren't used as a form of currency for another 350 years after this. He should have said too real. The thin rapiers the conquistadors wield are cup-hilted and their blades are ductile, developments which didn't exist, especially not commonly, until the early 17th century. Similarly, Morion helmets weren't worn by the Spanish until after Cortez and Pizarro's tandem conquests. Cortez threatens to enslave Tulio and Miguel on the sugar plantations of Cuba, but Spain didn't plant sugarcane in Cuba for another 4 years, and it wasn't cultivated regularly or prosperously for another like 200. Cortez says his crew is as carefully chosen as the disciples of Christ, but Christ just asked some people to follow him up a mountain and then picked 12. Cortez's ship has a telescope, but telescopes weren't recorded as an invention until 1608 somewhere in the Netherlands. The city of El Dorado itself is a confused mixture of Aztec, Incan, and Mayan cultures almost solely through the lens of confused and self-lionized Europeans. Xibalba is the underworld of Quiche Mayan mythology, and the architecture mostly adheres to Mayan culture as well, but Hernan Cortez pursued the Aztecs, and the story of Spaniard invaders being falsely welcomed as returning gods was popularized by a priest recounting Francisco Pizarro's reception by the Incan emperor. The same thing was alleged to have happened with Cortez, but it was much less discussed, and in both cases, they were just wrong. Both are myths devised to mask immeasurable wrongdoings. Pizarro wasn't thought of as a returning god. He lured Atahualpa to a feast in his honor and then massacred 5,000 of his soldiers when he refused to accept Charles V as sovereign, then hung him to death after lying to him that he would be spared if he converted to Christianity. I think another fantasy tentpole took inspiration from his brand of cruelty. What I'm getting at here is that's the point. El Dorado in reality was a phantom, a fabrication continuously exaggerated and one-upped by Europeans over centuries to rationalize an actually existent culture, the Muisca's vastly superior metalworking and reverence for gold as a religious votive offering instead of an arbitrary point system that everyone should kill each other over forever and ever. El Dorado doesn't even mean City of Gold, it means the Golden One, a term the Spanish coined to refer to the Southern Muisca's leader, the Zipa, who as an initiation rite was said to have been covered in gold dust and submerged submerged in one of their sacred lakes, most commonly thought to be Lake Guadavida. Over time, the legend changed from a fabled man to a city to a kingdom to an empire, but they were all an illusion. It's like a game of telephone that got really out of hand, and then a Disney competitor and Werner Herzog both made films about it. So when Tulio and Miguel reach the entrance, believing it to be a dead end, and Tulio yells that El Dorado must mean great big rock, that is the filmmakers making fun of how unreliable the history is, because most of it was written by the bad guys. Tulio and Miguel are Spanish and don't know the Spanish title for the Spanish myth that they know about. This is tonal necessity. Because like we talked about earlier, the most effective way to blunt the impact of terrible people who did terrible things is to make fun of them, to sap them of whatever divinity or intellect they or their followers or the ones taught by their writings were deluded into believing they had. The Spaniards are supposed to be the butt of the joke, but when the film's marketing run began, DreamWorks, having already struggled with its production for years, initially planning for it to be a PG-13 release and later rescinding it, cutting most of the relationship between Chell and Tulio, forcing a multitude of rewrites as well as nearly the entire film's soundtrack to be scrapped and replaced, the film eventually earning the nickname The Lost City on hold. The press that they drummed up for El Dorado could not have been more out of sync with what the film was. The few interviews I could find, the profiles, the snippets, carried this kind of self-serious, almost righteous tone, as if because the animation team had visited ruins and Hans had used geographically appropriate instruments and the writers did their research on the region's history, that the film would be putting integrity on the same pedestal as comedy. By the time DreamWorks pivoted to posing the film as a fantasy goof fest, which they should have done from the jump, it was already too late. It is a baffling case of total disconnect, and the initial wave of completely justified backlash considering its presentation irreparably harmed the film's performance and critical reception.
Okay.
It's the only animated film the company ever lost money on. I mean, it didn't even get a Blu-ray release until like this year. And a great deal of writing, even fairly recent writing, criticizes the film from that same perspective. But within the frame of reference that it was meant to be seen through, and should have been promoted through from the beginning, The Road to El Dorado is just like its predecessors, criticizing the genre and its competitors' most prolifically problematic tropes with its tongue firmly in its cheek. Like I said, Tulio and Miguel have no control over their own destiny, and the reason for that is because they're an abject criticism of tired white saviorism, finally made aware of the damage they actually caused like 47 minutes into the film. They are on the surface the embodiment of the trope, while simultaneously stumbling through the plot and being shoved in different directions by everyone they attempt to con. Even Altivo. He's the reason they don't have provisions and nearly starve. Tall, Dark, and Handsome here is the reason they flee Spain in the first place. Cortez, the reason they flee the ship. Chell is the reason they barely evade execution, the reason their friendship fractures then reforms, and the reason they win the ballgame, subsequently revealing their mortality to Zekil Khan. Chief Tannenbach instantly sees through their facade and allows them to live out of sympathy. Plus, he literally saves them from and salvages their attempt to save El Dorado, because Tulio, the Galaxy Brain Tactician's plan doesn't go as planned. Even the reason Tulio and Miguel are conmen and thieves in the first place is divulged to us in the most on-the-nose way possible within the first 7 minutes of runtime. The entire intro sequence, from our introduction to Cortez to Miguel and Tulio's escape from his ship, is a poignant illustration of the way imperialist states and the rich within them inherently stand opposed to and criminalize their poor, while simultaneously perpetuating the callousness required to justify, let alone personally amass, that level of wealth. What literally dooms them to torture followed by forever slavery is being crushed, literally, by the riches of those above them. The only meaningful decision Tulio and Miguel ever make on their own is to be pretty okay guys, actually, and to sing, which is good because the music in The Road to El Dorado goes crazy. Its sole musical number, what in any other Road to film would be one of at least 4 or 5, is, in a word, euphoric. It is what I would argue to be the centerpiece of the whole film. its booming percussion, the triumphant brass that comes in for the chorus, the fact that it is the film's only in-universe music featuring lyrics, yet it shows zero interest in serving as an I Want song, or any other type of song that could push the story forward in any way. Instead, electing to be an I guess we should justify committing to the bizarre situation we've fallen into song are enough by themselves to make me fall in love with the film. And that isn't even considering the beauty of the visuals accompanying it. Elevating El Dorado's already extremely vibrant color palette and distinct art direction into an almost hallucinogenic state. Not dissimilar from Dumbo's pink elephants on parade by the time it reaches its end, but with an unparalleled, unbridled energy which Kevin Kline and Kenneth Branagh maintain from the first to last note. But what is perhaps most impressive to me about the Road to El Dorado's soundtrack is that the rest of the songs manage to not fall short of the bar that It's Tough to Be a God sets. It's not another Tarzan, where most of the music, while solid on its own, feels clumsily laid over the film and doesn't land on the emotional beats it seems to be trying to. Another cool YouTube boy, Sideways, has an excellent vid on this that you should check out, but it's like if Tarzan was done right. Every song is written from the perspective of the main characters with the exception of its introduction, and the film directly interacts with the sentiments they express, either through overt visual cues or characters outright responding to what the song is saying, as is the case with Friends Never Say Goodbye, when the pair take a pause for the titular line to play once more before Miguel says, "Well, good luck," instead of goodbye, because they still love each other, and I cry. Or the glistening choir in the beginning of Wonders of the New World, swelling into the foreground when the Eldorites? When the Eldorites heave a waterfall of gold over the two and into Xibalba. The trail we blaze is maybe the perfect tone setter for adventurers setting off into the great unknown, and without question could have topped charts if they released it as an alternative rock single. Speaking of charts, the Backstreet Boys did the backing vocals on Friends Never Say Goodbye. They weren't credited due allegedly to label issues, but the Backstreet stamp by itself is maybe the biggest cinematic flex from the turn of the millennium that I've ever heard. More than just the Road to El Dorado's music, though, I adore its musicality. From the moment we're introduced to the pair, the film hardly ceases its breakneck charge into the unknown, and the few moments which do offer some repose feel almost exactly like the moment in Ennio Morricone's The Ecstasy of Gold, like a minute and 40 seconds in, where everything falls silent, but then you hear the strings start to pick up, and you're like, oh, it's about to go off. The boys are trapped in a cell, but Tullio responds to the brief stagnation by hitting his head against a wall in sync to the strums of guitar. He is the grounded, percussive constant that holds the excited plucks and strums of Miguel's lute in time. Their interdependence is expressed just like Crosby and Hope's always was, through the music they make. Just as the string section rises back up from the silence in Ecstasy of Gold, so too does the banter in El Dorado, becoming more and more hurried until full lines begin to spill over one another as they argue in front of an audience of strangers, and the film cuts between them, the erupting volcano, and the armadillo and the butterfly it endlessly pursues at their feet, to accentuate the atmosphere of just barely composed chaos, until it erupts. That's why they're such excellent flinners. A style of exchanging not impressive swordplay, but impressive wordplay that demands a very specific sense of rhythm that just wasn't common anymore. It's why their arguments never aren't funny, because every aspect of the film, especially its editing, ignores many of the trappings of animated features up to that point. Nothing lingers, if not for the emphasis of a pause between two unconvincingly delivered lines, like Miguel slinking out of frame only to jolt back in and double down on his lie about the position of the stars. Every cut feels swift and deliberate, an accoutrement to either the jokes being delivered or the power of each character within their dynamic. The film never once takes an impeded step into the next location. one of my favorite exchanges in the film, when Tulio and Miguel argue about how much they should be worrying, feels closer to the climax of Adam Sandler and Philip Seymour Hoffman's phone argument in Punch Drunk Love than it does to any scene I can think of in an animated feature until the years following LD's release. Cuts on the synchronized action of one and speech of the other, like when Miguel falls in time with Tulio's impatiently growling yes to him.
3 days? Yes!
In tandem, the relentless use of sound bites from slapstick cartoons for even the most blasé of actions, like peeking to see if the Shadow Priest noticed you definitely giving your fake god/boyfriend a blowjob, give El Dorado an even more infectious and charming comedic cadence than its predecessors. So much of this film is lightning in a bottle. I mean, speaking of lightning, its visuals in no way fall short of the beauty of its music, its sound design, or its impeccably casted performances. Their choice to color code characters by demeanor, whether they lead with emotion or rationale by the color of their line art. Chell sharing a blue outline with Tulio and Chief Tannenbach, while Miguel, Altivo, and Zekel Khan share the red, and Cortez alone beset on all sides by black, an extension of his detachment from humanity. The ability to believably replicate expressions of confusion, embarrassment, and restrained laughter, like when Miguel nearly breaks character while Tulio is trying to explain while be ascending horizontally. El Dorado's lavish forests and the diversity of its fantastically imagined wildlife. I mean, The Road to El Dorado perfected the stylized, angular character design that DreamWorks initially made their mark with in The Prince of Egypt. Their masterfully blended digital animation, giving cities the tremendous populations they should reasonably have, but without obscuring any form or face with broad strokes, simulated focus, or bizarre relative distance, as well as their ability to so vividly depict the properties of gold at a time where no other studio had, enhanced what would already be a breathtaking film into one that was a technical benchmark for its time. It's water. Bewitching azure swells of water. The water is insane. It's mechanically probably the best part of the entire film. DreamWorks developed an all-new program specifically to replicate massive bodies of realistically moving hand-animated water called Spriticle, where each sprite and every frame of each cycle could be multiplied onto points in a mesh, replicating a body of water's greater movements. So in scenes like the climax of the film, when Tulio, Miguel, Altivo, and Chell crash their boat into the pillars, propelled by the force of a tremendous violent wave, they're being carried by thousands upon thousands of duplications of a handful of splashes, harmonizing into what is still some of the most convincingly restless and beautiful water in animation. The film's intro ends on a shot of flowing water for no other reason than to flex, because they knew it was that good. I just wish more people had seen it in the same light. This is the film that gave DreamWorks its entire aesthetic formula, paving the way for all of its future successes. I mean, think about it. The protagonist with questionable motives and demeanor, the sardonic, usually animal sidekick who constantly questions these inclinations, the love interest who usually starts out as a begrudging support character whose unconventional personality and abilities are masked beneath a thin veneer of uniformity until the opportunity arises or is forced upon them, the non-diegetic soundtracks littered with charting artists, flagrant celebrity castings. Shrek wouldn't exist without The Road to El Dorado. Ants might have given them the more profitable production model, but you couldn't pay Kid Bread to sit through an hour and a half of Zach Braff the Ogre meekly pining for the hustle and bustle of Far, Far Away over a soundtrack of indistinct, nasally trumpets and one keyboard. The Road to El Dorado is DreamWorks, at least the elements most crucial to it. But I don't think of it as a match made in heaven just because it was the perfect foundation for DreamWorks to build multiple billion-dollar IPs off of. Nor do I think it just because the characters and their castings fit one another immaculately. I think of it as a perfect match for me. It's a security blanket. One that I've held on to since my parents brought it home to my sister and I when I was 5 or 6. Tulio, Miguel, Altivo, Chell, Chief Tenbach. Every moment of this film feels like the warmth that washes over you when you hear the voice of an old friend, or the login screen of your favorite WoW expansion, or the drums from your favorite Kanye song, or the laughter from your favorite Let's Play. It was there for me when I was 9 and afraid of the dark, bouncing its vibrant colors off my popcorn ceiling, and it's here for me now when I'm 23. Overwhelmed, burnt out, anxious, and constantly tired. I only actively watched The Road to El Dorado a handful of times before deciding to write about it, but I've listened to it hundreds more. And I think, in a lot of ways, the awkward place that it holds in DreamWorks' history is an apt reflection of the kids who grew up watching it. I mean, its own creators, Elliot and Rossio, ripped it apart in interviews because of how disappointed they were with the way it turned out. Its misleading marketing felt like when you met an old friend of your mom or something, and you're like 12 or 14, and you're getting groceries, and so you're on your way back, and you're in the car, and the only thought your brain can put together is like, why did it feel like you were apologizing for me? I didn't even know those people yet. It's a film centering poor 20-somethings released in a period of massive economic growth for the country that it was made in, but by the time the kids who watched it became 20-somethings, we had already weathered a major recession and are on the brink of another one. It's a film in many ways more concerned with its niche brand of comedy and obscure, antiquated references than it is with placating the taste of the audience given to it. And the film's conclusion concedes that the return home is kind of bullshit now. It doesn't matter, because in their case, and increasingly more in ours, the home that we remember isn't really there anymore to come back to. Even if we did have some magnificent elixir or vast riches to show, the characters in El Dorado itself are simultaneously more and less developed than who and what came before them, constantly grappling with their own cynicism and clumsily falling through life, the film's runtime, seeking refuge in places or people that they fear deep down are ephemeral. The greater conflict is never even resolved. But it's in the wake of our group's flat-on-their-face failure that the warmest hues of the film's light begin to shine through. They might not have a map, and they might not have a plan, but that's what makes it interesting. Maybe some of us feel like half-functioning, maladjusted people like them, only truly confident in their abilities when they feel like they've conned people into thinking they're talented, or smart, or likable. Or maybe it's just me. But its ending